by you. I'll be your everything, your blue sky. I go to war, fight.
Damn right. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Professional Stepdad Show. This is episode 164. Thank you very much for joining me. For everyone watching here on YouTube, thank you very much for subscribing to the show. We are getting close to 700 subscribers, and that is freaking amazing. So thank you very much. Also, for those who are listening, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, thank you very much for listening, for watching, for sharing, and for sending in your questions, sending in your ideas for episodes. Keep them coming. I will do everything in my power to make sure that not only are you heard and your voice heard, but your story's heard and your questions or your situation that you're going through is heard, because each and every one of us, especially stepdads. Now, when I say each and every one of us, I mean step parents, but stepdads, we are all going through the same shit. It just looks different because we all have different lives and different circumstances. But at the end of the day, it unfolds the exact same way for all of us. So keep those questions coming. Today's episode is going to be focused specifically on your ability to keep going no matter what. And that is, you only fail as a step parent. You will only fail. You can only fail if you quit. There are plenty of step parents who are knee deep in shit right now, knee deep in problems. It's overwhelming. You don't know how you're going to overcome certain obstacles. Maybe you have a negative bio parent in your blended family scenario that is doing everything in their power to discredit you and make you seem like you're not reliable or like you don't want to be there. And because of them, you're looking at your situation and you're looking at your circumstances within your blended family, and you're thinking about moving away. You're thinking about walking away. You're thinking about running away. You're thinking about quitting. You're thinking about, I'm throwing in the towel. I can't do this. It's way too much. That's one thing they don't tell us. That's one thing that they don't tell us as step parents. And you can't really find it anywhere. And that thing is, you know, that vision you have in your head of what you want your family to look like and how you want everything kind of just to be rolling along and trucking. Yeah, it's going to go completely opposite of that until you put in all the work, all the time, all the effort, until you build the relationships. And then when it's time, that vision that you have of what you want your blended family to look like will eventually happen. They don't tell you that. So we have these expectations going into our relationships, and we go have these expectations going, stepping into this blended family, like we can conquer anything. Like it doesn't matter what problem it is. If it shows up, I can take care of it, because that's what we want to be. We want to be that for our family members. We want to be somebody that they can depend on, rely on, they can look for in bad times and in good. But one of the reasons that a lot of stepdads quit and walk away, it's because that they didn't strengthen this first, strengthen your mind. I think it's fair to say that you will definitely have more down times, troubling times, stressful times, overwhelming times than you will have loving, caring, acceptance, appreciation moments. You're going to have way more negative than you're going to have positive. And mainly because it's like the universe is testing you. It's like the universe is testing to see how far it can push you. The kids are going to see how far they can push you. The family members and maybe a negative bio parent, they're going to see how far they can push you. If you really want to be here, if you really want to be the stepdad, if you want to be in this blended family, if you want to be eventually, if you want to be respected and valued, we're going to see how far your limits will go. And it might not even be intentional, because at the end of the day, it's kind of like it's a new gig for everyone. If you're in a blended family and this is your first time ever being a stepdad and you have no idea what you're doing, and again, you have this vision of how you wanted it to go, all hell's going to break loose. And things are going to happen to you that will push you to your limit. But remember, you only fail if you quit. It takes heart, it takes guts, it takes determination, strength, focus, patience to consider yourself a successful story within the blended family communities. It takes a lot of people telling you what they think that you should be doing. It takes a lot of your family members questioning every move that you're up to. For me, it was my parents making sure that, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to take on 5 kids? Are you sure that this is what direction you want to go? Here's what I do know. I do know that when I stepped into my blended family, I was 100% sure. I wasn't 100% sure that it was going to be a cakewalk. I was 100% sure that I wanted to be there. This was my purpose. This is where I was supposed to be in my life. And when I made that decision, that no matter what, I'm not going anywhere, I'm going to do whatever it takes in order to win, in order to gain the respect and acceptance and the love and admiration and all the other adjective words that you want to come up with that can describe your position as a stepdad within your blended family. When I made the decision that this is what I wanted and that's what I was going to go after, I knew at that moment that I was going to have to climb, leap, crawl, and work my ass off around every obstacle, every no, every negative person, every situation where when you look at it for face value, you can see, you could break it down like, man, do they even want me here? Am I supposed to be here? I was going to accept everything that was going to come at me, and I was going to tackle it head on. I wasn't going to run, nor was I going to enter any situation within my blended family like I knew the answer. I wanted to go completely ignorant into the scenarios because I have no idea. I have no idea how things are going to unfold. I have no idea how to raise 4 girls and 1 boy. I have no idea what it's going to be like to have family members coming out of the woodworks to tell you how you should be a parent and what you can and cannot do. I had no idea. I was not prepared. I was not ready. But what I did know was this. I did know this. I knew that if I worked on my mental status, if I worked on myself, if I worked on understanding who I was as a man, as a leader, as a father, as a mentor, I knew that no matter what was thrown at me, I would be able to think my way around it, to think my way through it, to creatively come up with solutions that were going to be beneficial for everyone in the family. I could not back down. I couldn't back down not only from the others, the other family members or friends or neighbors or negative bio parent, you name it. Not only could I not back down to them, but I couldn't back down to the negative thoughts that do come, that occur in my head, that make me want to second guess my efforts. I knew that I had to face those head on as well. And I kind of had to make my peace with the fact that I was going to make way more mistakes than I was going to have wins. But I knew that as long as I stayed in it, if I stayed in the game, if I kept working, if I kept hustling, if I kept putting in the time with the kids and doing the necessary things to understand how to communicate properly with my wife, I knew it would pay off. And I knew that the only way all this could crumble and all this could go away is if I quit. See, here's the thing, stepdads, you have to remember something. When you quit, when you walk away, when you consider your scenario a failure, you're not just walking away from the kids and from your partner or girlfriend, or maybe it's a wife at that time. You're walking away from an opportunity to prove others wrong, including yourself. You're walking away from an opportunity of growth as an individual. Because if you can learn how to manage your way around creatively scenarios that are going to come up within your blended family, then there's nothing that you can't accomplish. So that is why you only fail at this when you quit, when you give up on yourself. Because you're giving up on yourself. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what excuse you throw at me right now. The kids don't respect me. They treat me like shit. My wife and I, she just doesn't give me, I feel like I'm not heard. I feel like it's, 80% what she wants and 20% what I want, but only when it really kind of matters. There's no balance there. I feel like that bio dad or bio mom is just so negative and so poisonous that they win, they can have it. You know what? They don't want me here. Fine, I'm gone. That is quitting on yourself. That is accepting the blame and pointing the fingers. When I say accepting the blame, I don't mean like blame as in like it's not working. It's like when I say pointing the fingers at others, it's kind of like you're allowing whatever they say and do to affect not only who you are as a man, but affect who you are as a father, as a husband, as a friend, as a coworker, you name it. You cannot allow negative Nancy's to ruin any moment in your life. But if you have not done the necessary work for your mental status, if you haven't figured out why you act and react to certain things, if you haven't let go of the past, if you haven't journaled yourself, if there's a lot of little things that I talk about all the time, if you're not doing that, then when the bad times occur, when the negativity comes at you from every angle, you will quit, you will walk away, and you will justify your ignorance of quitting like it was the only solution. I had no other choice. Yeah, you did. You definitely have another choice. And the other choice will always be work on yourself first before you do anything else. Work on yourself first. And if you can make your peace with that and understand that it's not on your timeline. Everything that's going to happen, good, bad, right, or wrong with you as a stepdad is not on your timeline. You can't anticipate anything. You can't expect anything. What you can do is work on yourself, get mentally strong, and prepare for the little battles that you're going to eventually lose. You'll win a couple, but your objective should be to win the war. And the war is going to be with not only yourself, but the war is going to be with any negative thought you may have or you're having now as a stepdad. Got to erase that. Got to push it to the side. You got to keep moving forward. You got to keep trucking on. There's so many little things you got to do, but you can't do any of that until you start working on your mental status. So that's my advice to you today, stepdads. I don't give a fuck what situation you're in. I don't care where you are right now. I don't care what is happening. I don't care what about the negative bio parent. I don't care that the kids don't respect you. I don't care about any of it. The question I want you to ask yourself right now is, have I done the work on myself to the point where I'm so confident that I know I can move forward? If the answer is no, take a step back, start from scratch, start over, go work on yourself. And just remember, keep that in the back of your head. You only fail when you quit. All right, guys, that's today's episode. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will talk to everyone soon. Be well. Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Listen, if you know a stepdad who is in need of any of this information, do me a favor right now. Hit that subscribe button and share this episode with them as fast as possible. Did you do it? Okay, you did it.
Quiet on the set, please. Thank you, everybody.